Alright, so I appear to have messed up a little bit here. Let me know if you join, because I started an earlier stream and it totally went haywire. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm gonna share the link to this current stream in Discord and elsewhere. Alright, there we go, Captain Kilroy. Looks like you're the first one here at this. This is the correct stream. So glad to see you made it. We'll see how many people can find their way here. Yeah, people are confused everywhere. Okay. There you go. Alright, so I honestly have no idea what happened in the other stream. I started streaming in OBS, the program I use, and then I realized I was just recording myself for the stream. Nobody was seeing it. So then there's a start stream button in the YouTube Live room, and it's just a whole bunch of confusion. But we should be good now. So thank you guys for finding your way over here. There we go. So I'll go through the announcements quickly that I kind of started in the last one. Just bear with me quick. I've almost finished all the voice actor recordings for the movie I'm working on. It's extremely exciting how, that production is kind of coming along. And I'm almost done set building. I plan on starting the animation June 3rd. I don't know if you saw it in the last one, but here is a little teaser. It's going to, and this is just a work in progress. There's a lot of stuff that needs to get added. Don't mind the little half-assembled Kevin there. He's not going to be in this, but I'm really excited about some of the set pieces. I think there's going to be some awesome fight scenes, and I think a lot of people are really going to love it. So, let's see. All right. The next announcement, the original figures from the series. So the original figures used in animation will be available for sale. Keep an eye out on the description of the full movie for that, and there also will be a little intermission ad for that. But if you have any questions about that, just let me know. But I'm excited to sell them. It's kind of a fundraiser for this upcoming movie. And they're pretty cool. I've added these made bases for them to make them kind of collectible figures, and I'll include a personalized letter with each one I sell. So that should be fun. Alright, last announcement, there is a Slade backstory in the works. Slade is one of the fan favorites. He's just a cool dude with a very kind of mysterious past, and me and Jack Bauer, also known as Sketchy Two Tabs, we are working together to kind of craft that, as well also working with another fan called Sunny, who's kind of helping with the story. But it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a graphic novel / illustrated novel, and we're very excited to start working on that. Alright, so the next thing I want to make a little bit of time for is questions. Do you guys have any questions about the series? Any questions for me? Just fun questions to ask? I always like to include a little bit of time for Q&A, so if you have any questions, do let me know. I'll take a look at some of the comments. I'm seeing Jack Bauer, Sniker Piker, Spotlight, a lot of familiar faces from the Discord. And on that note, if you've joined the Discord, if you're here from the Discord, go ahead and type a D in the comments or something, or make it known somehow. I am very curious to see how many of you are coming from the Discord. Also, I will throw a link for the Discord in the chat if you have not joined yet, but you'd like to. It's a pretty fun community, and it's growing. We're expanding, and We're getting moderators who are really taking care of business. So there's the link for that. Hopefully that invite link works. All right, answer some of your questions. So, let's see. What is King Slowhen's name? King Slowhen's name. All right, I still haven't figured out his name. It's one of those little kind of world-building things that I haven't taken the time to really think of it, and I don't want to just come up with it on the spot. But I will come up with something, I swear. I appreciate you asking about the lore. Did the chief ever figure that his village was ruined? That's a great question, actually. Good question, Captain Kilroy. In my mind, he never figured that out. And there's something that seems almost darker about him not finding that out than him finding it out. He died kind of thinking that he died to save his village, which he didn't. The village was destroyed. But of course, he did die saving countless human lives, and, who knows how great their impact was in preventing Slade from taking over the world in the Middle Ages. So he didn't figure that out, but, he's in a better place now with his family in any case. So I think all's well that ends well. What will the minifigures be sold for? So they're a little bit steep. Not everybody's going to be able to afford them or place a bid. The starting bids are anywhere from, $70 to there's one that's a 2-for-1 that's on a more elaborate base, and that's about $100. So a little more expensive. And that's just the starting bids. So, if nobody else bids after you pitch it in, you'll get it for that price. I have no idea if people are going to buy these. If people want to put that kind of money towards original figures, towards collectibles like this, but they'll remain posted until all of them get sold. So that's hopefully the answer there. All right, I'm seeing a lot of the Discord gang here. It's good to see you guys. I do love that, and I'm so glad that we started that community. It was just kind of on a whim. I thought that would be a cool thing to do, and it's actually quite fun, and I think a lot of cool stuff is coming from it. All right, where do you get your sounds from? So I get a lot of my sound effects from freesound.com. My little brother Johan, who might actually be here, he does all of the soundtrack. So it's all original scores that he composes. He does such a good job, and it's a priceless resource to have him working on that. But sound effects, I get them from websites like Footage Crate, and I have a link for that in most of my video descriptions. I get them from the YouTube Creator Studio. They offer some sound effects. And then freesound.org is just fantastic. So I recommend all of those. All right. Andrea Simeon, it will only be the medieval season. Maybe eventually I'll post one epic long adventure where it's the first season and second season just in one gigantic movie. But for now, it's just the medieval season. However, it's going to start with a forbidden clip. So this is actually a clip that reveals some key plot information that is never before seen by anyone except for my patrons. And not even all my patrons have seen it, I don't think. I think it's only like Joe level and higher. So that's a pretty exclusive thing that has been released for a while on Patreon, but it's just coming to you now. So, make sure you see that. Favorite Lego brick and color? This is, oh man, how do I describe it? There's a translucent blue brick. It's kind of a 2x4 dome shape. Lego dome. And I wonder if I can find that for you. This is super obscure, but it was included in one of the original Star Wars Republican gunship sets. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. I might have to share a picture on Instagram, but it's really cool. I just think it's the coolest piece, and I've always been attached to it. So that probably is very hard to visualize, but I will share a link to that later. Inverted Pizza says, if you redid either season 1 or 2, what would you change? That's a great question. For season 1, I would probably change details around Matt's death. I still think I could have executed that a little bit better. I'm okay with it, but just, I don't know, add more emotional impact perhaps. And the rest, just animate it smoother. I was just kind of having fun, experimenting, and learning along the way. So I guess I can't complain because it was a learning process, but that's some stuff there. Season 2, I'm not so sure. I was pretty deliberate about most of my choices, and it all kind of ties together in the end. Smoother animation in the beginning would have been good. And maybe some of the first few episodes, there's little things I would have changed, but nothing huge comes to mind. All right. How long after Season 1 does Gray Horizons take place? And how would you describe the next installation in one word? So the next installation in one word, I love that question. That's a good question. Thank you, Alex Taiwan. I would say, dark? That's not it. There's more than that, though. Mysterious sounds kind of cliche, but maybe Warhammer 40k. It's very similar to that in some ways. It's kind of dark, but it's also very ethereal. There's a kind of almost a spiritual element to it that's going to be explored a whole lot more. Sci-fi, that's kind of 2 words though. So I don't know. How long after Season 1 does Great Horizons take place? About, I think it's in the plot. It's solid. I believe it's over 400 years for sure. Between 400-500 years after Season 1. That's when the storyline of Gray Horizons takes place. And more will be revealed there. Is there a reason you're in a different background? I'm actually at my family's cabin right now by the lake, so it's a bit different. It's a beautiful place. I'm using a mobile hotspot, so I don't know how good this connection is, but that's the reason there. Can you tell us about Richard Brixton, that random street guy? Yeah, he's the one who said he's holding his beatbox and he a sawed-off shotgun. I believe this is Richard Brixton. Sniker knows a lot of the lore more than even I know it, but I don't know. Maybe I need to appoint a world-building team, because I would certainly be happy with giving Richard Brixton a full backstory. So Sniker, maybe you can start thinking of some ideas there. Is Slade the sorcerer in the last episode? Slade is not the sorcerer. I think this forbidden clip that's going to play at the beginning of this premiere is going to really help explain things, especially if you were confused at the end of the last episode. So just stay tuned for that. Are we ever going to get a resolution of the events of Season 1? Yes. I believe that Gray Horizon it's going to answer a lot of questions in some ways, but it's also going to pose a lot of questions. There's a lot of things that will be revealed, but it could take a long time before they are revealed. Maybe even 2 more movies down the line. So hopefully you guys are, patient and stick with me, but this is going to be an expansive lore and world. Why did you kill off Jurgen and Gunnar in episode 5? Again, and I've said this before, people do have to die. Characters, I really do believe you got to kill them off sometimes. I don't want my series to be one where, everybody has plot armor who you like, and, there are people won't get killed. Even though it might seem like that sometimes, you'd never kill off Gerald or you never kill off Joe, but Jurgen and Gunnar, I wanted to build them up as likable characters that you cared about, and then cut them out of the picture to kind of raise the stakes a little bit. Can't leave everyone alive, unfortunately. Will Russ and Jennifer perhaps play any role in a future story? Yes, they will. To be determined. Stay tuned. What's your favorite part of the TLZA original and TLZA medieval? All right, my favorite part of the original, that's a great question. It would probably be episode 9, where they go down into the cave and they have that fight scene with all of those different mutations, all those monsters, and they finally kind of destroy that big brain. I was excited to animate that for the longest time, and it was challenging, but I had fun with it. and I think it's one of the more fun episodes. Just obviously very violent and quite sad. That's where we lose Matt, but I did enjoy that. Of the medieval one of my favorite parts, just because of the fan reaction, is when Joe says, "Build the wall." It's just, a Trump reference, and it was quite silly at the time, but people who watch that, friends and family, a lot of people comment on that scene and they find it hilarious. But as far as more serious storytelling, I loved when Gerald finally uses his sword the right way, when he uses it as a lightning blade and he goes on that slow motion killing spree. I really, felt good about that scene. And then all of episode 8, where we go into Kevin's kind of subconscious mind. We might be having some streaming difficulties. Let me know if you can still hear me. All right, I'm answering these a little bit too slowly, but yeah, when they go into kind of Kevin's mind, I did love that. Let's see. What's the frame rate I use? At the beginning of the medieval series, I used 12, then I upgraded to 15, and now I use 15 exclusively. Richard Brixton is the guy that ran into the apartment. Oh, I see, Sniker. Okay, that's Richard Brixton. That's funny. I wonder how I got that confused. I don't have a backstory for him yet either, but maybe we should have one. All right. Blah, blah, blah. We know that Ilvin died in 1251, that he entombed Samael, that he was from Harland, and that he was Corin's mentor. What else can you tell us about him? All right, I'm not going to go into that right now because we're running out of time. But again, you and I should have a discussion and figure that out for sure. We're getting into the nitty-gritty of the lore there. All right, we'll be getting a Resistance spin-off. I suppose the newest movie is kind of like a Resistance spin-off. But it's more of a organized military than Resistance. Okay. Hopefully, okay, it looks like the stream is better now. So, last thing I want to do before we transition over is a little bit of trivia. So, answer as quickly as you can. So, my friend Mike Bercier voices the character of Gerald. What other major characters does he voice in either season? What do you guys know? And there's at least 3 major characters that he voices. So what other characters does the voice of Gerald speak for? And with that, I'm just going to throw out another question. What is the name of the evil sorcerer? So the evil sorcerer's name. All right, while I wait for answers, Captain Kilroy, will there be any new mutations? Definitely. There's going to be a lot new mutations, and they're going to be way more organized, and some of them are going to be huge. So I'm very excited about that. All right. Sniker got Olav, Chief Olav Thorson. Yep, he is one of them. The General is one of them. Kevin is not one. I actually am the voice for Kevin. Fun fact. Yep, you guys got it. You're missing one of them from season 1. So the voice for Gerald also voices a character from season 1 who hasn't been listed yet. Sniker, Vildane is correct. Good job. Vildane Archelon, you got the first and last name of the sorcerer. Very good. Sean, the Gerald story is over. Yes and no. We've pretty much seen all of Gerald that we're going to, but the things that he did and let's just say the things he leaves behind are going to play a very important role in the future. All right. Next question. My friend Matthew Poppy voices the character of Corin. What other characters does Matthew Poppy voice? So I'm looking for 3 here. So the voice of Corin. What other characters, and Corin is the wizard, of course, what other characters does he voice? Captain Kilroy, the Doc is right, and Russ is right. Mike Perseer voices a lot of characters. All right. I know it's unrelated, but what is your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh summon? That is funny. Fusion. It's fusion all the way. I think fusion monsters are the coolest. I'm not going to go into detail there, but purple is also my favorite color, so that probably plays a role into it. Are you from Norway? I'm not from Norway. My mom is from Norway. I grew up speaking Norwegian with my siblings, and I visit there often. Well, every few summers. So, strong connection, but not from there personally. All right. Keith. Yeah, Keith is another character. I forgot that he voiced Keith. That is funny. He voiced so many characters. All right. Are you ever going to use overmolded, reloaded weapons on or in your new videos? I don't plan on it currently. I have some brick arms and brick forge weapons I plan on using, and they're not the overmolded ones. But those are very cool if you haven't checked those out. All right. So Matt also does the voice for Slade and William Slade. That is right. The Captain of Galadonia. Yep. That's Sir Quentin is his name. Sniker got it. Isaac Quentin. Jeez. The Blind Kid? Not quite. Baran is voiced by Adam Michael. And he's also the voice of the Sorcerer. So good job, guys. Yeah, Sniker, you might have gotten Russ first, though. Elliot, not today. How different do you think the last 5 episodes would be if you never stopped making the series? If you never stopped making the series. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, Ron. Like if I planned on continuing the Gerald story, like forever? Not entirely sure what you mean there. Stormy Boy, what's up? All right. I got probably time for a couple more questions here. What kingdom is Drake Slade from? So what is the kingdom that Drake Slade is from? And one more question. So Corin the Wizard says, mine is the art of blank. What is Corin's art? What is his special ability? What is the word he uses to describe it? So what kingdom is Drake Slade from? And what is Corin's specialty? All right, we're almost at the end here. Sniker, you got it again. The kingdom Drake Slade is from is Block Tier. The kingdom of Block Tier, which is a little Lego brick kind of pun reference. Blocksville, not quite. If you didn't stop originally for year 19 to 20. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. That's a good question. I'm not sure. We're out of time, guys. There's the link for the full movie premiere. Hit it now. Don't miss it. I will see you all there. This has been great. I love hearing from you guys. I wish I had messed up the stream at first, but we made it. So, see you guys at the premiere. It is not illusion, by the way. It was telepathy. Telepathy, however you like to pronounce that. All right. Take care, everyone.